What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over and talking about our best linebackers right now. College Football 25 Ultimate Team, ranking them from S tier all the way down through F tier. Now, linebackers, a position I feel like, as far as ability-wise, on outside linebackers, I think quick jump is relatively important. But other than that, I don't use a ton of abilities on my linebackers. Like, it's a reason I really like Tyree Wilson at that linebacker position. Obviously, with quick jump becomes really good. But again, as far as like middle linebackers, other stuff, it's not as important as, some of the other positions as far as ability-wise. Now, we're going to start off with Lawrence Taylor. And as we do, please smash that subscribe button if you are new. Lawrence Taylor's S tier. 95 speed, 94 acceleration, 92 change direction, good block shed, good zone coverage, 6'3". He is, in my opinion, the best middle linebacker in the game. Is it close? You could argue some guys, and we'll talk about that eventually. But Lawrence Taylor is easy S tier. Jimmy Rolder, I do not love Jimmy Rolder. I just don't. I know he is a 97 overall. Only 92 speed, only 90 acceleration. Zone coverage isn't that good. 6'2". What does Jimmy Rolder really do on the field? Maybe B tier, but I just do not love the card. Harold Perkins Jr. up next. Fine, not great for Perkins Jr. Again, you look at the card, 93 speed, good tackler. Block shed, wish was higher. Zone coverage, okay, 6'1". He's fine. Honestly, maybe higher, but I do think B tier is right tier for Harold Perkins Jr. Dre Greenlaw up next. Let's look at Greenlaw. And again, for Perkins, maybe I need to go A tier. But my thing is, Greenlaw is just better. Maybe doesn't get after the quarterback as well, but in zone coverage is better. Change direction, speed acceleration is better. I'm taking Greenlaw over Harold Perkins Jr. It's my personal opinion. Riddick up next. DeMarcus Riddick from Auburn. Let's see where he does end up ranking. 92 speed, 94 acceleration, change direction isn't great. 94 zone coverage is good, 6'2". Not horrible, C tier for the card. Matt Salopek up next. I feel like I got this card on my team. Not that he's great, but I think I got him as a B and D card. 92 speed, 94 acceleration, 6'1", 95 block shed. Fine. Nothing crazy, though. Again, getting after the quarterback, not ideal. Dropping into coverage, he's fine, though. C tier for the card. Arakpo, relatively cheap at this stage. And he's just, I don't want to say he's bad, but he's just not great. 93 speed, 96 acceleration, gets after the quarterback well, block shed good. Honestly, as I'm looking at this card, maybe he is good. He's just as good as Harold Perkins Jr., probably even better. As far as getting after the quarterback, really good. Doesn't come with quick jump, might hold him back a little bit for Brian Rakpo, but I do think B tier is right tier. Tyree Wilson, I'm throwing him an A tier, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Let's look at why. Even if you don't throw a quick jump on him, 93 speed, 94 acceleration, good change direction, decent enough. 87 zone coverage, good block shed, gets after quarterback. He's 6'6". He is one of your best linebackers, outside backers in this game still to this day. A tier for Tyree Wilson. TJ Watt, picked him up the other day because, again, the card is dirt cheap. Do I love him? No. Do I think he's fine? Yeah, 93 speed, 92 acceleration, decent enough block shed, good in zone coverage, 6'4". Wish change direction is higher, but if you play primarily pass coverage, TJ Watt is not the worst. Robinson up next from Bama. I feel like when I've looked at this card in the past, I haven't been super thrilled. Only 91 speed. Gets after quarterback, decent block shed, decent change direction. Zone coverage is 6'5". I think C tier is where he deserves. I just don't think the card is great. Tavai up next. I feel like when this card came out, he wasn't good. And I still think to this day the card is not good. 91 speed, 90 acceleration, 6'2". Good block shed. I don't like this card. I'm going D tier. I just don't think he's great. Sean Dolak up next. Is he A tier? Is he B tier? That's the question. If Rolder is going to be B tier, I think Dolak has to be A tier. Right? Dolak is better than Rolder. 94 speed, 92 acceleration, good change direction. Block shed is maybe wish you were higher. Maybe same thing with zone coverage, but he is better than Rolder. So if Dolak gets moved down, Rolder's getting moved down as well. Anthony Hill Jr. is a stud. Honestly, one of my favorite backers that I have used this year is Anthony Hill Jr. Genuinely. 94 speed, good acceleration, good change direction. Good zone coverage, good block shed. I'm going A tier with Anthony Hill Jr. You could even argue S tier. He is the real deal at the linebacker position. Kyle Kennard, not the real deal, but he's not horrible. Again, the stars of the season cards all are pretty good. Kyle Kennard not as good, but he's still solid. Good acceleration, good block shed. Gets after the quarterback as well as anybody. 6'5". Got to go B tier with the card. Lawson up next. Really solid card. Not as good as, the Hills of the world, but Lawson can absolutely play. 92 speed, 90 acceleration, 97 change direction, 89 zone coverage. Good tackler, good block shed. Not much bad you can say. Maybe wish he was faster, but I do still think B tier is the right tier. Chris Paul Jr. up next. Weird card in Chris Paul Jr., right? Because the zone coverage is so low that he's tough to really hype up, but he's got 95 speed, 97 acceleration. You know what, for this card? Wait, they fixed the zone coverage? I must have missed out, bro. I ain't even realized they fixed the zone coverage. Hey, this card, S tier. He went from being B tier to S tier that quickly with this fixed change direction, but fixed zone coverage. Can't tell me any flaws of this card. He's a beast. One of the best backers in the game. S tier for Chris Paul Jr. Honestly, for that price, I think he's a steal. Shane Gillis up next. I mean, crazy that we're talking about a Shane Gillis in cut. Where does he rank? Is he Sean Dolak level? Is he not? Let's take a look. Middle linebacker position. 95 speed acceleration. Good change direction. Decent zone coverage. Good block shed. 6'4". This card is good. I mean, I don't think he's as good as Lawrence Taylor or Chris Paul Jr., but maybe he is. Like, honestly, as I'm looking at this, is Shane Gillis S tier too? Like, again, do I need to move Lawrence Taylor down? Like, Lawrence Taylor has always been a shoe in an S tier. He still is S tier. But I feel bad not putting Shane Gillis at S tier then. I don't know. Again, it all comes down to preference based because Shane Gillis is really good when I'm looking at things. I can't not put him at S tier. It makes me sad that he's got to be at S tier, but he is. Shane Gillis is good. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Junior Seau is not S tier. He is definitely probably what? B tier, A tier. Let's take a look at it. And then I'm going to start ranking some cards that are lower. 93 speed, 95 acceleration. Honestly, really good card. I just wish the speed was higher. Let's rank some of these low tier cards. Let's go into some 95s and let's go and rank Barnes and let's rank Johnson. Where is Barnes ranked first? FIU linebacker here. Travion Barnes, 92 speed, 92 acceleration, decent change of direction, gets after the quarterback. Not great. Decent block shed, not great. Probably D tier. The card's not great, not horrible. Johnson up next. Is this from Kennesaw State? I do believe is this Johnson card. Let's see what he gets into here. Danelius Johnson, 93 speed, 94 acceleration. I mean, actually pretty solid, especially in zone coverage. Middle linebacker, I still am only going to go D tier with the card. Next, again, we're going to stay with some mediocre cards. We'll talk about the 95 Lawson and the 95 Beasley. Now, for Lawson here, you're looking at a card that can play a little ball. The problem is, it's only the 95 Lawson middle linebacker. Not great. I mean, from the speed to the acceleration to the change direction, just mediocre. I'm honestly going to go F tier. For Vic Beasley, he is not F tier. Vic Beasley can play. Speed acceleration, block shed, getting after the quarterback. If you drop him into coverage, not great. But if you're just looking for a card to get after the quarterback solid, I'm going to go C tier with Vic Beasley. Staying with these middle tier cards. I don't want to go to the great cards quite yet. Let's go from the Boise State linebacker here, Marco Nutarani. 89 speed, 88 acceleration at a middle linebacker. Yeah, you are F tier. For Fred Warner, I think Fred Warner is actually extremely good in this game. 93 speed, 94 acceleration, decent change direction, decent zone coverage. Warner's going to go up to C tier. I think that's as high as I can go, but the card is solid. Gonna stick, I guess, yeah, let's go one more group of these 95s before we can go back, in order. I just had to fill out some of these lower tiers, lower tiers. Gabayer, decent change direction, zone coverage not ideal, does get after the quarterback, decent block shed. I think D tier is where he belongs. Roquan Smith, and again, these cards were good for their time, but the time has came, the time has went. Roquan Smith, decent speed acceleration, block shed, zone coverage is fine. 81 change direction just is not getting the job done at this stage. You are D tier. Are you better than Lawson? I'll throw you out there. It's fine. AJ Hawk S tier. He is your best outside linebacker in the entire game. I was actually trying to get AJ Hawk the other day. I couldn't get him, but the card's incredibly good. Easy S tier. He is just, in my opinion, slightly better than Anthony Hill Jr. I don't think it's by much, but with the zone coverage change direction, I think he is just that slightly better. Clay Matthews at the right outside linebacker position is S tier as well. Now, is he that much better than Tyree Wilson? No, he's not, but he is in that S tier. 95 speed, good acceleration, good change of direction, 6'3", great block shed, gets after the quarterback. If you have him on a blitz, Clay Matthews is just a stud. Madrano up next. I think he's fine. Is he A tier? Honestly, I think that's probably where Madrano does belong. I just don't think he's great. 93 speed, change direction, zone coverage is okay. Decent block shed. Maybe even B tier. I'm going to throw him at A tier, but I don't love the card. Campbell up next. I think B tier for Campbell. I actually thought about buying one because one popped up for a decent price the other day. I didn't. I don't mind him, but And honestly, as I'm looking at cards, he's just as good as Medrano. Both of them, B tier. Fall up next. This card's not great. I know he's a 97 overall, but the card leaves something to be desired. 91 speed. This card's just not good. Like, I don't know what people see out of this card. I'm honestly going to go D tier. I do not like him whatsoever. Jalen Sneed, an absolute beast. I mean, if you're looking at a right outside linebacker, I'm telling you right now, Sneed is one of the better options there. 95 speed, 95 block shed, 95 change direction, 91 zone coverage. I'm going S tier. I don't care. Sneed is a stud on this game. CJ Allen's not bad. He's not great. I'm going to go B tier with him. I think he is a card that can lead you to some success. I just don't think he's A tier. 93 speed, 95 acceleration. Change direction being at an 85 is just too low. Jabenda up next. From the moment this card came out, I didn't think he was great. That still holds true here. 91 speed. Block shed's fine. Zone coverage, change direction's fine. It's just not great. Malik Jefferson, stud, comes with that gold quick jump. Obviously, you guys should know that for the legend cards. And I just think he gets after the quarterback. 93 speed, good block shed, change direction's good. Can drop into zone coverage. I don't think he's as good as AJ Hawk, so I'm leaving him at A tier, but I really do like the card. Memorable factor. B tier. Don't love the card. I mean, again, from the moment he came out, I've just not been a fan of him. 93 speed, 95 acceleration. Change direction's only at 85. He's 5'11". Give me a break. Luke Kuechly. And here's where I got to draw the fine line. Like, I just can't separate any of these top guys. Like, I think they all are S tier or they're all A tier. Like, Luke Kuechly, 95 speed, 94 acceleration, 6'3", 95 change direction. Block shed you could wish was higher, but he is S tier, no doubt. This card stinks. Perry, 97 overall. He doesn't play like a 97 overall. I mean, 92 speed, change direction stinks. 6'3", can't get after the quarterback. Give me a break. You are D tier. Jalen Walker up next. I think this one's tough because, again, the stars of the season cards are all good. As far as getting after the quarterback with the 99 power moves, 96 acceleration, 94 speed, he's a stud, 6'2". Got to throw him at B tier. Joseph Carter up next, middle linebacker here. See what Joseph Carter gets into. Again, for a lot of these cards, some of them I know what they get into. Other guys, you know, like Joseph Carter, I really don't know. 92 speed, 93 acceleration, decent change direction, decent zone coverage. Card's not great, but he's not horrible. C tier. Ray Lewis up next, C tier. I just don't love Ray Lewis. I think his speed is decently low. I just don't think the card overall is great. He's fine. Wish he was just faster. Yeah, Ray Lewis is honestly not good. He's going in D tier. He's just not good. Cody Simon is extremely good. Still to this day, Cody Simon is a stud. I'm honestly thinking A tier for Cody Simon. And again, a lot of people might not think so, but I think when I'm looking at things, the 95 speed acceleration, sure you wish your zone coverage was higher, but I still think he is an A tier middle linebacker in this game. Quincy Bryant had his time in this game. I still think B tier is right, but his time has came, his time has went. I think B tier is the right tier for a Mr. Quincy Bryant at this stage. You could maybe even argue lower, but I think B tier is right. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. up next. Let's see what Trotter Jr. does provide for you guys on the field. Let's see. It does come with the, bro, am I typing his name in wrong? Or is he coming out? Oh, he's coming out today in the fraternities drop. That's what it is. Okay, I was just trying to say, where are you at? The time you guys are seeing this card's going to be out. Now, we don't know exactly what this card's going to be like. We can guess. 6 feet tall, 93 speed, 97 acceleration. I mean, I'm honestly going to go B tier. With the 93 speed, like, give me a break. At this stage of the game, he should be a little bit better. Khalil Mack, I honestly think is overhyped because his name is Khalil Mack. I don't think the card is bad, but I don't think the card is next level great. 91 speed. Stat-wise is decent, but I do think B tier is the right tier. Miles Hall, don't think he's great. I'm going to argue C tier for him, but he's fine, you know? Like, for Miles Hall, you're looking at a card. It does come with 92 speed, 91 acceleration. Plays decent zone coverage, decent block shed. He's fine. Not great. Singletary, you are F tier. I do not care. You stink. Jack Kaiser had his time. The time was just so short-lived, right? And I like Jack Kaiser, but his time was just so short-lived. Wish the block shed was higher at this stage, C tier. Boucher up next. People argued he was the best middle linebacker in the game for his time. Probably was. But again, that time has came. That time has went. And at this stage, I mean, I don't think you can go higher than C tier. You could even argue D tier, and I'm going to for the card. I just don't think he's that great. Jacob Manu up next. See what he gets into. Only a 94 overall, so it's going to be hard for him to really be hyped up. Card's not bad, though. Drops into coverage. Block shed's okay. He is a D tier at the end of the day, though. Charles Wilkes up next. I think this is actually the outside linebacker I might have gotten. Just not great. Not horrible with the block shed, but he's just not great. He is F tier. Carson Schwessinger up next. I think he's my favorite 95. Is it crazy to put him at B tier? I don't think it is. Because, I mean, if Quincy Bryant's there, I feel like Carson does deserve to be there. 94 speed, 94 acceleration, good change direction, good zone coverage. I think he is at least B tier. I think Carson's a beast. Micah Parsons at this stage, I think C tier is probably right. I just think at this stage we've got better cards. He's fine still, especially getting after the quarterback, but at this stage, C tier is where he belongs. Sean Weatherspoon, wasn't a fan when the card came out. Am I a fan now? I mean, he's fine, but he's not game-breaking, not game-changing. He is C tier. Jaden Osbury up next. Let's see, 96 overall for Osbury. What does he really provide for us on the field? Let's see here. 90 speed, yeah. I mean, he's not horrible, like he's an all-around card, but with the 90 speed, you're D tier. Lander Barton stinks, F tier. I'm not even going to go over the card. He's horrible. Whit Weeks, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, I don't even know. 94 speed is great. Good acceleration, good change. I mean, Whit Weeks is actually good. Like, I'm not saying this to say anything crazy. He's actually C tier for his overall, which I'm actually surprised about. Mike Edwards last. I do think, is he in today's drop? I want to believe he is. Edwards, did we already have Edwards? Let me see, because I'm not quite sure at the time I am recording this thing. Yeah, Mike Edwards is coming out today. I can't find him in the reviews either, so, oh yeah, I can view our reviews. Here we go. Let's see, Mike Edwards, here we go. 97 acceleration, 93 speed, 91 zone, 97 tackling, like, yikes. These cards stink. Like, these cards should be good, but they stink. The fraternities cards stink. That's going to wrap it up. I know I have a lot of middle linebackers at S tier. I don't necessarily love it, but I don't know what to do about it. So that is going to wrap it up. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.